Hi, Dr. Stevens. My name is Jeanette Hernandez, and this is my extra credit oral presentation for SOP 3742, Summer 2021. The article that I will be talking about in today's presentation is called Victoria's Secret Swaps Angels for What Women Want, Will They Buy It? This article was written by Sapna Maheshwari and Vanessa Friedman, June 16th, 2021. And to summarize the article a little bit, it's redefining the term sexy as it relates to sales and target audience. They want to target a bigger group of women, not just a small percentage that they tend to right now. The Victoria's Secret models are usually tall, skinny, and white, which they are very beautiful, but it's a very small percentage of women. Not all women are included of this, and they just want to change this and be a more inclusive and diverse brand of people. They want to attend to more people, not just a small percentage that they already do. They want to become a leading global advocate for female empowerment. They want to show that you can be powerful, empowering, and beautiful at the same time, and just be a leader and tend to women all around the world and all types of women, all skin color, shapes, ethnicities, backgrounds, from all countries. You don't have to look a certain way to be or feel beautiful. They just want to spread that message as much as possible. These seven women, famous for their achievements, not their proportions, form a group called the VS Collective and Worldwide the brand. These women are known for and are very successful in their perspective field of careers. They're not known for their looks, which they are all very beautiful, but they're not known just for that. They're known for where they achieved in their careers, and they want to start a change for a brand that's not only for the male fantasy but for female empowerment and sexuality. They wanted to be a brand that is for female empowerment, for women to feel confident, sexy, powerful, and to live in the truth rather than for it to be male fantasies or something for male satisfaction, but for women empowerment and for women to feel confident, sexy, and for it to be a more diverse and inclusive thing. Concepts are Chapter 6, Women's Bodies, Beauty Norms, the Media, and Chapter 14, Tensions, Action, and Hope for the Future, who's concerned on the most pressing, the case of inclusion, and feminist activism changing women's lives. Chapter 6, Beauty Norms. Beauty norms are shared standards of attractiveness held by a given social group. So in this case, the um comparison group that we have are white women, and the white women that we see in these Victoria's Secret ads, shows, videos are tall, white, and skinny, which again are very beautiful, but it's a very small percentage of women. Not all women look like that, and not all women want to look like that. And it should be more inclusive and more diverse and include all women, Hispanic women, Asian women, Muslim women, women who wear hijabs, plus size women, women in the LGBTQ plus community, women of color. They should include everyone. And Victoria's Secret does have a history of racism. Unfortunately, they've been called out for this in the past, and this is why they're doing efforts in changing that and changing the way that sexy is seen. That you don't have to look a certain way to be considered sexy or to feel sexy or to be valued as a woman. You can look the way that you look and still feel and be beautiful, because everyone is beautiful and sexy in their own unique way. In the media, we see that most models are far thinner than the average American women, and that's not true at all. In society, women look so different from each other, and everyone is so beautiful and sexy in their own way. And it's kind of off-putting when you only see skinny, tall, white women in these Victoria's Secret shows, because it makes a lot of women feel very excluded and feel very invisible and silenced, and they're not seen the same way. The very good thing about this group of women is that they come from all backgrounds, they have different jobs, they look all different, they're different ages. We have Megan Rapinoe, a 35-year-old gay star. We have Eileen Gu, a 17-year-old Chinese American skier and Olympian, 29-year-old Paloma Elser, a size 14 biracial model, a 38-year-old Indian actor and tech investor Priyanka Chopra. There's a transgender Brazilian model that is a Victoria's Secret model, like an official Victoria's Secret model. And that was one of the first steps in being more inclusive and diverse, because now we have women in the LGBTQ community, we have women of color, we have plus size women, we have women from different ethnicities and backgrounds, and that's what we want to see. That's what how it should be. We should include women from everywhere, from all around the world, not just what we usually see, the stereotypical Victoria's Secret model, because that's very off-putting. Again, it's a very small percentage of women. There's also pregnant women showed in this new rebrand, showing that pregnant women can also be sexy and beautiful. Unfortunately, usually they tell pregnant women to stand down and do less and not be, as active as other women are. And it shows that just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you can't model, you can't feel beautiful, you can't be powerful, you can't be leaders. And it's again a great way to include all women, not just a very small percentage. And it paves the way for women to be taken seriously and to be heard and feel seen, rather than be silenced and be, made fun of or talked about when they want to speak up. We have chapter 14, whose concerns are more pressing, the case of inclusion. Again, when we see these Victoria's Secret models, we see tall, successful white women, and that is a very small percentage again. And also, when we see CEOs, managers, presidents, people in power positions, they're usually men. And this is because of the stereotype that women are too weak to lead or be leaders, which is not true at all, because this group of women all will be leaders and directors. All but one seat will be taken by women. So this just shows that women are more capable, more, more than worth being in these positions of power, because we are just as equal and just as good as men are to be in these positions of power. And it shows that you don't have to be beautiful in the eyes of social media, but you can also be sexy, beautiful, and achieve your careers and be successful in your career, but also be a great leader and be diverse and inclusive and, include everyone. And then we have feminist activism, changing women's lives, and just how we can be allies for the LGBTQ community. We can be allies for women of color, women, plus size women, Asian women, American, women from all over the world, all backgrounds, all ethnicities. Unfortunately, when we do see women of power, they are usually white women, and it's also very disappointing and unmotivating when other women see this, because then they feel like they're not good enough to be a position of power because they don't look like that, or they're not from that background. It is not true at all. All women have the potential to be great leaders, and all women are intelligent enough and beautiful enough to be in these positions of power. So this opens up the way for non-white women to step up to the plate and to be heard as equal as other white women or men, but also it opens up the way for white women to become allies and stand up when they see bias. So if they see someone saying something they shouldn't about a woman of color or an Asian woman or a Hispanic woman or a woman who was a hijab, that we usually don't see a lot in these Victoria's Secret videos or ads either, it opens up the way for more advocacy from these women and more acceptance and more leadership. And also, activism happens when individuals work together to advocate for legislative policy change. Taking Megan Rapinoe as for example, she has been fighting and advocating for equal pay and workplace equality. Unfortunately, that's not something that's only seen on social media, but in society as a whole and in workplace from day-to-day life, women are paid significantly less than men for doing, basically the same thing. And when these women work together and in this new rebrand, it really shows how women are, you know, powerful and good enough to get paid the same and be leaders and be seen the same as men, and for all women to be seen equal, not just a very small percentage of women. Future considerations are redefining the stereotypical definition of sexy. Again, changing the way that the word sexy is shown. It's not only American white skinny women, it's all women from all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all nationalities, plus size women, LGBTQ plus women, women of color, all women are beautiful, not just that one comparison group. To be inclusive, but not pretending to be inclusive. They want to genuinely be inclusive, not do it for sales or for views or to make money off of it. They really do want to make a real difference and make sure that all women feel heard, all women feel included, not just for pretending purposes or for, just for show. They want to create power inequalities among women so everyone is heard seriously and equally, not just the small percentage of women, not just men. They want all women to be equally heard and equally accepted and equally understood and represented in the media, and they want all women to be included and portraying all women the same and not make them seem invisible. Again, that means including all women, not just the stereotypical white women that we see. All women should be heard the same. All women should be taken seriously and not belittled or, talked bad upon when they want to stand up and make a real difference. This concludes the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this, and I hope that I showed what I wanted to talk about in a great manner. Thank you so much.